What up, brother?
We're rolling.
We're rolling, bro.
Brothies.
I had a name idea for this called Talking Ship with the Fine Bros.
Ship or shop?
Ship.
Ship. Why ship?
Because it kind of rhymes with talking shit, but it's like, I
Zach
don't want
didn't
to
press record on that one.
fudge.
Go press record. Fuck's sake. This is how we start. Maybe one day we'll have a production team. I am the production team. I am the production team.
I run the company.
I run this company. Who was that? Who was that an impression of?
George St. Pierre.
No.
Think about it. If it's like a ship of talking. Is it still recording?
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm with that. I think it'll be something like something to do with like brothies. It'll have brothies in the title.
Talking ship with the brothies?
Or the Fine Brothies. Or the Fine Brothers. What's the story behind brothies, Josh? Do you know it? Should I tell it?
Yeah.
All right, so the story behind the word brothy is that before Josh was born, I would be talking to Zach, and I was like 2, he was 1, and I would just call him brothy instead of Zach. Zach's our other brother, who's gonna fill that space over there, but he's on the phone right now.
He's on the phone right now.
Yeah. But ever since then, in our whole family, we've just called brothies, or we've called the brothers of any like sex of the family. Sect, like sect, not sex. Like any sects
Any
of the
sector,
family.
any
Any wing of the family, we just say brothies now instead of brothers.
any sex of
And
the
I feel
family.
like, okay, so like, I feel like the reason for starting this podcast is like, we talk about we all have similar interests in what we talk about. And we all have our own interests, but we all have a lot of overlapping interests, whether it's business or, content production or sports, UFC, all these things that have to do with like culture, I guess, or like
we're into the culture.
Yeah, which sounds weird because we're white boys. We're not in the culture, but and yeah, anybody who knows me knows I've been trying to start podcasts for a while.
There's
So
been many different versions.
It's just kind of been like a dream career that I've had in the back pocket. So it's like, why not just start one with the brothers? Because I don't really trust anybody else, honestly. So
Wait, is my shirt red?
no, that's the focus peeking on the camera.
That would be cool. I'm wearing the proper 12 shirt.
So I happen to be a freelance videographer, and I have all this equipment. So I was like, let's just start one. And
Yeah, I think
here we are.
we were just debating in the car for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
And then decided to start a podcast.
Yeah, we were driving to the annual fishing trip.
The fishing trip.
Which is a 5-hour drive that we go on. And we meet with our grandpa and our cousin. And I was like trying to figure out my next move for like life. And
I think this is one of them.
I was like, Josh, you're not going to college. Let's start a podcast.
Nah. Well, not for a couple years at least.
Yeah.
If I do.
Yeah. Like you're home for a while. Let's do a podcast.
I am.
So what's the plan that we said? We're going to do like
1 or 2 a week.
I think 1 a week for 52
for now.
weeks.
Okay.
That's a year. And then see how we feel after that.
Making clips, TikToks, reels,
Yeah.
shorts.
Right.
So should we start a Twitter page?
Nah, that's a lot of work that I don't want to put in.
True.
Well, like that, Twitter's not my thing really, because it's not video centric really.
No, it's not.
But I think, so just for context, I produce a lot of video content for clients and for myself. I've done podcasts, I've done documentaries, I've done Instagram content, I've done TikToks and all this crap. So I have a lot of experience, and Josh actually helps me edit a lot of content for clients. So we have now that we have all this equipment, we have like the capability to really like produce a high quality podcast on our own, which would be just
That'd be
bottom line,
fun.
it would just be fun as like to do that with your brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
And
like,
we still live in the same house. So it
Yeah.
would just be easy when we get a flow going.
yeah, just, I think it'll be fun. I feel like we probably suck at this right now. So it'll be cool to
We're going to be
see.
looking back in 20 weeks,
Oh yeah.
maybe even 5 podcasts from now. We'll be looking back at this one
Like, damn, we suck.
like.
But
I think the learning curve is going to
yeah,
be really nice, really
Yeah.
fun.
I agree. I love to see that. And I just want something to commit to, like, outside of my business. You know what I mean? Like, and
Just as a
it's
hobby.
cool. It's cool just because, like, it's with your bros
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So,
Facts.
and I think Zach is about to go off to college
Or
out of state, but I think he might actually be considering just
That's-
staying in state.
that's a big mystery right now.
Yeah.
Zachy,
So
whatever he's doing.
Zach's not big on being on camera, but
No. He might
he'll-
come.
He might. He's gonna be in this one for sure because it's the inaugural episode.
The inaugural. The pilot.
The pilot. The you can't have the brothers podcast without the Fine Brothers podcast without Zach in the first episode.
No.
But if he stays, maybe he'll be a regular.
Maybe.
Maybe.
When important stuff happens.
And Zach is a phenomenal debatestress.
Yeah.
He's so good
He's
at it.
really good at
He's
it.
stubborn as hell.
Stubborn.
He must have been a lawyer in a past life. I think lawyer skill sets run in our bloodline,
Yeah.
or
I
it's
think
just testosterone.
they-
that argumentative.
Zach will debate things that we agree on. We'll be like, Conor McGregor's good.
We'll be like,
Zach will be like, Conor McGregor's better.
the sky is blue, and Zach will just disagree.
Damn, Zach.
But yeah, bro. So like, to be honest, like, so I'm kind of riding on this wave right now where it's like, I thought Zach was gonna leave,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he's like,
Dude, just
I don't
like
want to
20
spend all
minutes
this
ago.
money. Yeah, like I don't want to spend all this money on school, so I'm not gonna go. And I'm like, I've been gearing up to like hang out with him until he leaves, like just like not work as much and just hang out with the brothers. But now he's staying, so I'm like, oh, sick. Now I can just keep hanging out with you guys.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
What if we
I
just
feel like
live
we
in the
have
house
that in our
forever?
favor for this podcast. It's like people are gonna root for the brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Look at that.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
I just bought
Wait a
this
fucking. Oh man.
massive. If I'm looking at that camera, massive desktop. So the production value
Dude,
is honestly
That
fire.
thing is sexy.
It is. It exports video. I exported like a 5-minute 4K video yesterday. 30 seconds.
What?
I just hit the button
What?
and then I check my phone because I'm like, oh, this is gonna take a while.
Oh
'cause on
my
this-
God.
Little laptop that I used to rock with, like, it would take 20 minutes probably.
Yeah. Oh jeez.
And now I'm like, I look back up and it's done. I'm like, the fuck?
That's got to be a shock.
Bro, yeah. And now just like professionally, it's just going to be much less time consuming, which is sick.
Yeah.
I
It'd
can
be-
edit my full, I'm working on a documentary right now. I can edit my full documentary on this laptop.
I remember I got one that's like 3 or 4 or 5 steps down from that. The first day, I tried to record a podcast like this with the homies.
Uh-huh.
I recorded in 4K
Hey, stop.
and I couldn't export it
Really?
until I like figured out it was so bad. I don't know. That was my first experience with my desktop. Hey, we got the dogs though.
Yeah, bro. Oh, so the set right now, I'm house sitting for my
Yeah.
old Sunday school teacher.
I also
And-
had him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've all had him in Sunday school at the temple, the Jew crew. And now
I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, so now we're just using his house as a set for.
I
He's
like
gone
the
for 2
set
weeks.
actually. I like
Yeah.
sets in podcasts where
Yeah, like
it's kind of free.
there's two. I don't like. I feel like on YouTube now there's like these like there's like a type of set that everybody uses where it's like really clean aesthetic.
Oh
And
yeah.
then like some kind of neon sign in
Oh
the
yeah.
background.
True.
And it's like all these neon colored lights, and I'm just like, bro, this is boring. Also,
Even-
you have to do it there every time if the set matters. You know what I mean? But if you're like not trying to be held down by anything,
I like this.
you
and
can just pull up the shit anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
True.
That's
We whipped out the microphones, the cameras.
yeah, and I
the-
don't want
the
to get
computer.
I don't want to get stuck on the like production crap. I
Yeah,
just wanna,
honestly.
I want to enjoy the act of podcasting. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
true.
That's why I'm setting. That's why the main goal for me is to do it for a year.
Mm-hmm. I feel like even in our house, if it's always in our house, we could do different
Yeah,
parts,
like,
sets in our house.
give me that. Like wherever we want, we can just like. If we're like on the fishing trip next year,
That would be sick.
So wait,
to do it
what's
on the
today?
boat? The 21st,
August or July 21st.
the day after the
That sucks.
Bucks won the NBA chip.
Oh yeah, so you were there last night.
I was at the Pfizer Forum.
So tell Pfizer like the
I thought it was the vaccine
company.
company until yesterday, and I realized it's like some banking company that's like obscure. Dude,
Okay.
so capacity in the technical Deer District is 65,000, but apparently they weren't counting right, and there was like 80,000 people there.
Bro, it looked lit. It,
was
looked like Lollapalooza.
so
bro.
packed. It basically was, except everyone was watching the game outside.
Like, well, how loud was it, bro?
I
Like,
don't know.
if like, let's say Giannis like dunked, what would the
Dude,
crowd be
that
like?
was a wild crowd. This one time, I mean, there were so many moments. Like Brooke Lopez dunked on someone. It was crazy.
Yeah. So like, what? Brooke, take us through that. Brooke Lopez dunks.
Everyone,
You're
goes,
in the crowd.
yeah!
Where? How
Let's
far?
go.
How far back
So-
in the crowd were you?
If there's like the Deer District,
Mhm.
a confined gated place, I was right outside. Actually, I wasn't technically there. I was right outside the fence, but I could still see the TV that was in the Deer District.
Okay.
And then eventually the place where I was at got just more and more crowded as the game was going on. And by the time the fourth quarter was wrapping up, it was like an extension of the Deer District with people like packed in like sardines there.
So
It was just as hype.
What's the Deer District?
It's like a dedicated area right outside the stadium
Okay.
where tens of thousands of fans can go, and there's a huge screen.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of security and stuff.
Kind of like at Wrigley. There's
Yeah,
that park outside.
yeah. I think
Cubs
I would say
stadium.
the Deer District is a lot bigger.
Okay. Is it like a kind of a neighborhood?
Kind of,
Okay.
but everyone, like, everyone was walking around the city with Bucks gear.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
So I'm watching a lot of like Sports Center today, like First Take, and then like for Fox Sports they have like Colin Cowherd. I don't know how you say his last name,
Colin.
but like they're all talking about how Giannis won, or like he had the best game in finals history.
He had a
Like,
great game.
he was, like-
dropped 50, 5 blocks,
Yeah,
and like
bro. He was
12 assists.
and bro, I'm watching the end of this game last night, and I'm like,
Were you watching it here?
yeah, I'm like, bruh, this guy's gonna be the next LeBron. Like I swear
think
to
so.
God, like
I
in
think-
his own way.
And he's gonna be
He's gonna be
the next face of the league.
the next, yeah.
I think
like-
it's like
And he didn't do it the way everybody else is winning championships right now.
No.
They kind of did it like the Warriors, where they built their own talent, but then the Warriors drafted Kevin Durant and got rid of all the farm basically. So, but like how the Warriors got to their initial success, that's how the Bucks kind of did it. You know what I'm saying? And it's how the Mavericks did it with Dirk Nowitzki. So it's kind of like interesting because it's like it's not this like it makes it even cooler to see. Like you feel better for like that
I know.
team because they won.
Giannis was drafted in 2013.
Yeah.
He was the worst rated 2K player along with Chris Middleton. He was drafted by the Bucks.
Dude, just for context, like how long Giannis has been grinding. I'm 20 and a half years old, right? When I was 14, he had his first triple double, and people started talking about him.
Really?
And he was, yeah, like that's how long, like, and that was
He's been-
years after he was drafted. So that's how long he's been like on the come up and working toward this.
I know.
It's crazy to see.
I think you got that Greek humbleness.
Like when Steph Curry got his first MVP is when Giannis was like just coming out of like the water basically as like somebody in the NBA.
I know. And then he got his 2-time MVP. Dude, Kobe challenged him to get MVP. Then he got MVP. Then he said win a championship. And here he is. He just won a chip.
Dude, and you just like the thing I was wondering is like is all that work? Like I wonder how like how gratified he felt after when he
I would
won.
feel, if I was him, I would feel so happy.
The thing I thought was interesting too is like a minute left in the game, he was still going hard. And they
Yeah,
were up by
'cause
like 8 with a minute left.
You never know what can happen.
That's
One
true.
time, Reggie Miller scored like 9 points in 9 seconds.
That was
Something like that.
what's his name? T-Mac. Tracy McGrady.
Oh, okay. Thought it
He
was
did
Reggie.
that. He did 13 in like 10 seconds. or
Oh my
something.
god, that's nuts.
And it
See,
was like crazy.
I'm like always holding my breath till the buzzer goes off because something like that could happen.
Yeah, I remember there was like a timeout at 19 seconds, and he finally like was like, "Okay, I won."
Yeah, I
this."
know.
Yeah, like
and damn, the crowd is just getting so hyped.
Yeah.
When Chris Middleton, they were up by 6.
oh,
He hit
that
one to like
crazy
seal
shot.
the deal.
Yeah,
It was a nice ass jumper. Then the crowd was just going crazy until the buzzer.
hmm
Then it erupted. People were honking their horns like crazy.
mm.
People were like, getting on top of. There was like this big vehicle, right, right by where we were standing that people were like getting on top of and climbing on.
yeah. What is this dog doing?
This dog though, what the hell?
Max, dude. If you guys hear that bone crunching, it's Max. Don't mind
Max
the
the
dog. He's a
dog.
cutie.
He cute though.
Yeah, bro. The whole thing. This is the first finals I actually kind of cared about in a long time.
I know. Apparently, William said it's the best rated since 2001.
Really, I doubt that. I doubt that.
I didn't look it up.
I
It was a
doubt that.
great, maybe playoffs. I don't know.
Well, the thing that was interesting is like it was like 2 small market teams,
I know.
and they were really good. And like there was a lot riding on it for Chris Paul.
I don't.
Max.
I'm not really a fan of Chris. I think he's kind of floppy.
I've heard he's like really a bad teammate.
Yeah.
Like he's a bad team leader, and he's like rude.
Yeah.
That's
I
like
just
his-
don't understand what the
Yeah.
hype about him is.
It's like hard to get behind a guy who you hear stuff like that about.
Yeah. But
Um,
Giannis on the other hand.
Giannis is like he's the guy you want to like, if he's like a man's man, like that's
Yeah.
a good guy you want to try to be like, you know,
Yeah.
not some douche who's full of himself, you know.
Yeah. I think
That's
the-
what I think. But people also like wanted to see because Chris Paul's a legend, so I think people wanted to see if
he is a
would win.
legend in the game.
Yeah, I mean, man, I used to play with him on like 2K13. Like he's been good for a long time, like so long. He was on New Orleans
Yeah.
before LA.
Wait, LA.
He's been on like a bunch of teams. Like
Was he on LA? Oh, Clippers.
I think he was drafted by New Orleans, then he went to the Clippers.
Dude, I think the Clippers were definitely making the finals if Kawhi was healthy. But whatever.
You know what's
If-
crazy
if-
though?
if.
Like when Kawhi won in Toronto, people were saying he was the best in the league.
He is really good.
But to me, that's kind of crazy
I mean,
to say that just because he won that year.
yeah.
Like he's overall
I
the
think-
best in the league. It's kind of weird.
I think right now the best in the league is KD.
A year
Maybe,
when
I don't
Kevin
know.
Durant got injured.
That's
and
crazy.
Getting into the finals. Like
There's so many
Kawhi
stories.
luckily got in the finals
Luckily.
that year.
Oh yeah.
I would say. Or like
Warriors
a lot
were winning.
a lot of crap went in his favor for him to make the finals and win. You know what I mean?
KD's
that year.
Achilles.
Some lady out there just talking.
Bro, sports got heated this month, just in general.
Like, oh yeah, because there was a UFC too.
There's a UFC.
Like, so Conor
Crazy
McGregor.
UFC event.
The more I think about it, bro, the more I think Conor McGregor, his prime is done. I don't
That's
think he has.
sad.
I think he's a changed guy. Which
Who
is like,
knows?
here's the thing, dude. This is what I keep coming back to. He was on a path, right? When he became the double champ. Now, keep in mind, basketball, I'm not really in the loop on. Like, I know what everybody knows about basketball. UFC, I pay a lot of attention to. I'm pretty connected in MMA.
You're really out here, dude.
I don't want to say too much, but like
Okay.
I'm friends with Bellator and UFC fighters. I'm making a documentary with a Bellator fighter. So like I pay a lot of my job requires me to, and I'm really interested in the sport of UFC and MMA. But so Conor McGregor at one point he became the first person in the UFC to hold 2 belts simultaneously, which means he was the champion in 2 different weight classes. Nobody had ever done that before. He had just starched Jose Aldo, who hadn't lost in 10 years.
Wow.
He beat him in 13 seconds, which I think was the fastest knockout in a title fight ever.
Oh, really?
Ever, yeah. And it might still be. So he had brought the sport to the complete mainstream. Like it wasn't a niche thing anymore. Like everybody knows Conor McGregor. So I think once everybody knows an athlete, that sport is like well known, and that doesn't happen too often. So what he accomplished at that point was crazy. Then he goes and fights Floyd Mayweather.
That was weird. I wasn't paying attention, but it's still weird.
No, actually, I'm tweaking. He had knocked out Eddie Alvarez.
I mean, yeah,
to get the double champ. Yeah. But
Eddie.
he was just on fire. You know, he had beat Jose Aldo, who was pretty much the pound for pound best guy in the world. Then he goes and fights Nate Diaz twice, beats him in the second fight, the rematch, which was crazy because they fought at a higher weight class than Conor had ever fought in. I think they fought at 170.
Oh,
so he went from 145.
He fought Nate at 170.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. So he went from 145.
I like 170, Conor.
I don't know. He went from 145 to 170, which, if you think about that, is nuts. He went from cutting a ton of weight to make weight at 145 to being an athlete who gained weight to fight, or like
what does he walk
didn't
around
lose any
when
weight?
He's not really?
I don't know now. I think like 165.
I feel like if you're a fighter, you never really do walk around.
Well, in off season you gain weight.
Yeah,
and you just cut it back down. But then he goes and fights Floyd Mayweather after he's achieved like the highest of highs in MMA. He fights Floyd in a boxing match. And that is where the tables turned, in my opinion, because he made $100 million. He lost. He made $100 million though. So, but the money he's making in the UFC, right? I'm starting to think the Floyd fight was a mistake. And I think that's where the tables turned, because he made a bunch of money and everything changed then. He was never the guy he was in MMA after he made all that money, which is a cliche in fighting. They say the guy who's it's hard to wake up in silk sheets and at 6 a.m. and run. Like run miles to train. You know what I mean? It's hard to do that. So I thought looking back on it, I think that's when everything changed for Conor McGregor's MMA career, going in the downward trend it has been since that fight. So, I mean, obviously, everybody would agree with that. But I think it was a mistake, because if you look at what he's making in MMA now, reportedly he's making, 50 or like 20 to 50 million in some of these UFC fights, which nobody else is making.
No,
but like I think he probably could have made the same amount of money. And I think if he had stayed on that trajectory he was on in MMA, he would have probably made more money outside of the sport, because he would have been the winner, probably. You know what I'm saying? So that, I wonder, like, was that the big mistake in his fighting career. Obviously,
Fighting career.
I don't know how you can call it a mistake when you innocently make $100 million and change, create generational wealth for your family. But for fighting specifically, I think that might have been a mistake.
Maybe even financially, based on what you just said. Like,
Yeah.
if he would have made more money in MMA if he stayed there,
Yeah, I don't know.
who knows?
Like,
Obviously, his fighting is not the same.
No.
Although he's had really good moments, even though he's lost the majority of his MMA fights since fought Floyd.
yeah, what's he 3-4?
He's 1-3, I believe.
Okay, so since he fought Floyd, he lost to Khabib, he beat Cowboy. He lost to
Torched
Dustin,
Cowboy, which was amazing.
He lost to Dustin. But bruh, Cowboy's not the Cowboy of old.
No. Yeah, true.
So it's kind of weird, honestly. But look again, at the time I thought that was a significant win. Looking at it now, like, it's clear Conor can fight top 10 guys. It's pretty clear also that he's not going to beat top 3 guys
yeah.
anymore, which is fine. But I think you just need to know your role. I don't even know if it's worth it for him to fight.
What?
I don't know, bro. Because it's like you're putting your body in a significant amount of, like, I'm thinking about it logically, right? Like, what I think is logically. You're putting your body and your head at risk for a serious injury every time you step in the octagon.
Every time you train, even.
Yeah. And what makes Conor so sellable outside of the octagon is his ability to win and his winning capabilities. And when you're not winning, you're messing up that whole brand. You know what I mean? So I would just be like, if I was his business team, I would be concerned that he's gonna screw it all up.
Maybe.
What do you think?
I don't know. That's hard to argue, actually. If he loses, who knows? Maybe, like, who's the new face of the UFC?
I
He
don't-
loses, and then
There's
his
not.
money starts coming in the same way it used to.
There's not. I don't think there's another Conor McGregor.
No,
Like,
not
in
now.
a different way. It's like there's not going to be another Michael Jordan for basketball.
There's never going to be a Michael Jordan, even
Right.
if Connor's definitely not the best mixed martial artist.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Even if someone is better than
But
Michael Jordan one day.
yeah, probably. Like, there's obviously better fighters than Conor. Like, he's not the GOAT.
Mm-mm.
But there won't. I don't know if anybody will elevate the sport in the same degree that he ever did. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
That's
Because
the
he
crazy
just
part.
brought it. Like,
he is a
most people I would say probably most fans today got into it because of Conor.
yeah.
He's like your McDonald's of UFC, where it's like everybody kind of knows him.
It's a fun sport to pay attention to, though. A lot of people say, like, Conor got me here, but now I'm staying because I know fighters like Izzy and Usman
Yeah.
and Poirier.
It's funny, like, guys, it seems like the guys who are getting the most respect now are the guys who are respectful, not the guys who talk trash like Conor did.
Yeah, that was low.
So it kind of makes you think, like, there's this kind of like there's like this storyline that happens to a lot of people who gain success really quickly, where they have they for some reason they gain success and popularity really quickly, and a lot of times it's because of outlandish behavior, and then that same thing that got them to the top brings them back down to a fall from grace. And like look at, I mean, Kanye's story kind of rings similarly to me, like his kind of like fall from popularity. Not to say Kanye's not a legend and is really successful still. Donald Trump's presidency,
Oh,
sure. He had this explosive rise to power and then this very quick downfall in a way. You see that archetype in stories a lot. And it seems like Connor kind of fell victim to that.
Johnny Manziel.
In a way, yeah.
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 Basically him too.
Yeah, totally. I'm actually not. I mean, I know some of his story. I don't know a lot of details, but I know he like
Yeah.
partied his way out of football.
Basically.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But he has a podcast that actually kind of is like they do their podcast like how we're doing ours right now.
Who's
like just chill.
Who's they?
Him and Mike Stud.
Mike Stud. Wait, is
Yeah.
he the rapper
Yeah.
that you listen to?
They do a podcast together, which is sick.
What?
Yeah.
I think doesn't he play Canadian football now?
No, not anymore. He's like retired from football.
Bruh.
And now he's doing this podcast. But he seems like a really chill guy. Like he went through a dark time and now he's going through a kind of a recovery.
That is good.
Yeah. That camera just went out.
Which one?
That one.
Let's re-record.
Okay, no, scoot it back that way so when Zach comes in. All right. But they shoot it like they shoot their podcast like anywhere. They travel a lot and they shoot it like
That's cool.
yeah. So I kind of like how they make their podcast. When is Zach coming in, bro?
Yeah, what? Where is Zach?
Zach's a big UFC fan. He would have been a good
He would be good at
He would have
this.
added a ton to this conversation. I think he strongly would have disagreed with my take on Connor's career.
Definitely.
But
Connor's still a good fighter,
Here's
though.
the thing, dude.
He's not a bad fighter.
I think it's better to be great. To like, if you're at that level, I think it's better to just keep going deeper in what you're great at, than find another thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, never lose sight of what got you there, because if you do, you'll fall. Because it's not like people, like, the same people who loved Connor when he was winning, a lot of them are gonna stop liking him when he's losing, and you're already seeing that. He's in one fight, he became the enemy, public enemy number one.
This fight?
Yeah.
Recently with
Think
Poirier?
about it, bro. Think about it. Before the press started for this fight, the last thing we saw from Connor was like him being nice to Dustin Poirier.
This is so weird.
Like, he was just this nice, like, kind of hero character. You know what I mean?
It's so strange how he behaves.
But it's to me it reeks of paranoia and desperation.
Yeah, desperation.
Yeah.
Like, he loses as the nice man, and
then you're like, oh, I gotta be mean.
gotta be mean again. I
'Cause then I want to get in
mean.
that mode.
Yeah.
I do, however, think that he didn't really get beaten the crap out of that bad in that fight.
No, 10-9, and I think it should have been a no contest.
I agree.
If you break a bone.
I talked to a guy who's like a very skilled mixed martial artist. He's like got a couple black belts in different types of martial arts. And he said, like, ultimately, you're responsible for your own body. So Connor's leg breaking is his responsibility. And, you know, everybody else who breaks their leg in fights, they qualify. That's a loss on there. So why is Connor any different?
I don't think Connor should be different. I think bone breaks should be just a no contest.
I don't know. What if you check the kick?
I don't know.
And it's like your move directly attributed to this leg break, which ended the fight. You know what I mean?
It's a good question.
Or what if I armbar you and break your arm? I win that fight. So it's weird just for one type of bone break to have its own special DQ.
I don't
rule,
know.
You know?
Maybe all bone breaks. I don't know. Armbar is a good dilemma.
I don't know. I'm not. I kind of agree. I think the only thing that could save Connor's fighting career is if he magically comes back from a year and a half off and beats Dustin, who's been probably training, won the title, and, you know, been healthy for that whole time.
I don't think you
That
should
doesn't make
fight
sense.
Dustin right
Let's say we're trying to get really good at chess,
away.
and I play chess every day except for Sundays for a year and a half. Meanwhile, your arms are immobile and you can't play chess. And you recover, and by the time you recover and can play me in chess, I've already been practicing for a year and a half. And I was better than you when you went
Yeah.
when your arms broke.
So you're already better.
So it's like, how do we expect,
Connor can't.
you know what I mean?
Oh, man.
How do we expect Connor to come back and win? And if he does, that would be crazy. But like,
Maybe you shouldn't fight Dustin then.
and he doesn't deserve a title shot.
No.
And this is coming from a huge Connor fan. Like, Connor's a big inspiration. Like his success was, his documentary inspired me to make my first documentary. So
Oh yeah.
it's like I'm not saying this as a Connor hater. I'm saying this as a fan who's just keeping it
honest-
real.
Yeah. I think obviously the UFC needs to keep its dignity.
You
They're
can't
never just
you
gonna
can't give
give
Connor the
Conor-
fight, bro. You can't give him the title.
I don't exactly. Dana, Dustin, and Connor said they want to run it back for McGregor versus Poirier 4. But if Poirier is the champion, then I don't think it can happen right away.
That doesn't make sense. If he
So I think Connor needs some wins if he needs to earn that rematch with Dustin. If Dustin loses the title, though, then whatever. I think
yeah, but I doubt bro, he's so good.
my
Dustin
prediction is not Chandler. My prediction is Oliveira wins.
Oh, you know what we should talk about? Remember how I was saying I thought Connor should go down to 145?
Oh yeah.
I think that is the thing that nobody's talking about that could save his fighting career.
Is that more desperation though? Maybe.
I don't know, because here's the thing. If you win a fight, we forget about all this. Think about it.
I guess.
Let's just compare it to other athletes who needed a win, right? Think about one win, what it does for the whole population's opinion on you, for public opinion, right?
Public
Kawhi
opinion
Leonard.
is
Kawhi
so-
Leonard. Think about this, bro.
Yeah.
He had just had the nastiest split with the Spurs that was covered by the media.
Oh, I
It
don't
wasn't
know
a
about
nasty
that.
split, but like kind of faked an injury and sat out for a whole year because of some kind of like disagreement with people on the Spurs. And then he went to Toronto, won a championship, and we forgot all about his nonsense and drama
I
that
didn't
had just
even know
happened
that
the
that
whole season
existed.
before. Right? He didn't play for that year. He comes back, he sits out 30 games, wins a finals.
Does he set out 30 games that
Yeah.
season?
And then
What?
all of a sudden we're saying not only is Kawhi the best player in the world, he's, saying Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the world means he's better than LeBron and Kevin Durant. So keep that in mind. And then they were saying people were starting to consider sitting out as a good strategy after everybody had been talking nonsense crap about it. And it was like, okay, so that just shows how much one win can do in sports. One victory.
Our era is it's just so easy to sway the
Yeah,
public opinion.
Exactly.
One
So,
night makes Twitter go crazy in some different way than it was the day before. Like,
yeah.
you know the Devin Booker and Kobe comparison?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Devin had one bad game this finals, and people were on Twitter like, don't ever compare him to Kobe again.
Yeah.
Kobe had some bad
First,
games, of
nobody.
course.
You shouldn't compare him to Kobe.
No, you
honestly.
shouldn't.
He hasn't earned that yet.
No.
I
I mean,
maybe if he
he's-
wins a finals,
Maybe, but like,
or if he scores 70 and wins
maybe
the game.
he is Devin Booker.
Yeah, I mean, what?
He did score 70.
I feel like we got to stop comparing people.
Why
I
do we
think
compare people?
except
Sometimes comparisons are fun.
yeah.
I think McGregor's sort of like Kobe, actually.
What? Get out of here, bro. No, he's not.
Like,
Kobe didn't. You can't do that.
because he's not the best of all time, but he's like, his legacy is amazing.
No,
did
Connor.
a-
You
he
can't
did a lot
compare
for the
Connor
sport.
to Kobe, bro. You're gonna make people mad for that.
Make our 4 viewers mad.
I'm just saying, bro. You never know with Instagram Reels and TikTok.
Mm.
But
Oh,
fuck that.
that
Yeah.
sucks. Camera died.
So anyway, I think if he went to 145, that would be interesting because he could probably have his way at 145.
Yeah.
And think about it. If you go down to 145 and you become a champion, not saying that would be the easiest thing in the world for him, but like he's developed his body now where he has much more muscle. So it would probably be a harder weight cut, but he'd be so much bigger than these guys. And he's, if his power translated back then, it's probably going to translate even more now when he made his first run at 145. And that's really the most dominant Conor we've ever seen. He had one fight at 155 before he left the sport to go to boxing.
He's only won it lightweight once.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure that
I think, right?
I'm not sure he's meant to be anywhere else. I think he should be at 145.
Yeah, the division is hot though at lightweight.
Yeah, but he can't beat those guys.
No.
He's not big enough to beat those guys, in my opinion.
He's about the same
Look,
height.
we've seen it. He couldn't beat Khabib. Granted, nobody could. But then the next best guy.
He won a round. Sup, brother?
How'd that go? Yeah.
Get on.
Taking a
Should
break.
Conor move to 145, Zach?
Well, let me catch him up really quick. So, we were talking about Conor and how my take is that he should have never fought Floyd.
Yeah.
Because it messed up his trajectory in the sport of
Like,
MMA.
he cashed in too early,
Yeah.
basically.
And then what happened, I think he probably could have, let's say an alternate universe, he stays in the sport and keeps dominating the sport and starts making the money he's making now in UFC, like these $20 to $50 million nights that we're hearing about.
Mm-hmm.
What I think would happen is he would have ended up making more money by today.
He
Then-
probably would have fought more.
He would have made more money in the UFC. He would have made the $100 million he's already made in the UFC. And he probably would have had much more sponsorship capability because he would have been a winner. He hasn't been winning since Floyd. So what do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, ever since Floyd, he's just never been the same fighter.
Right.
I mean, he
Sort
hasn't
of,
been a
yeah.
bad fighter.
Definitely not.
He just, I mean, it's like when he fought Eddie right before the Floyd fight, he was like imagine if he kept going.
Yeah. Like
You know?
that.
He probably could have beaten Khabib.
That's what I'm saying. And
like, imagine
that year, he was on Forbes and reportedly made $30 million, right? So let's assume every year since then, he would have made more money every year, right? In the sport of UFC.
Yeah. I mean, he
'Cause-
probably could have made 30 in one night
Yeah.
if
Which
he kept
he does
fighting.
now.
Yeah.
Even though he's losing. So my point is he's lost money by taking the Floyd fight. And it's messed up his fighting career. I think you're out of the shot. Are you in?
Yeah.
Okay. So he shouldn't have done that. I think it's a net negative financially and a net negative for his career.
I mean, yeah, I'd say so.
And I think the only way he redeems his career is by becoming a winner again, which I think he has a great chance of doing at 145. We've talked about this. At featherweight.
Well, his power would be greater.
Mhm.
Well, his power capabilities would.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't be able to knock out. He can't knock out Dustin with his left hand
Don't touch that. It's gonna be
at 155.
no, not in one punch.
But he probably could knock out, like, Alex Volkanovski.
Yeah. And
Or
think about this, right?
I mean,
Jose Aldo, Conor basically ended his prime in one fucking flash of 13 seconds.
Right.
But then, or so we thought. Then he was the champ at 145. Then Jose Aldo loses to Conor. Then he goes down to 135. And
Jose?
he's had a title fight at 135.
Did he win?
He lost.
To
But
who?
that's a rise again. That's to the top of another division. That's an impressive thing. So I don't think there's any shame for Conor if he
I
goes down
also
to
don't
145.
know if fighters hit their prime twice. Khabib said that about Conor, and it kind of makes sense. Like, will he ever be the same caliber?
I don't know.
You never know.
I
mean,
don't know enough about fighting.
if he
to
could
say
beat
that.
Dustin, you could say yes. If he fights Dustin and beats him, I'd say he's the number one guy.
Do you have to hit your prime twice?
Do you have to hit it? I
Would it
mean,
be-
you don't have to, but I mean, that's kind of what you're saying, though.
Well, I think he could win more fights at 145 and then potentially become a champion again.
It's almost like so. I mean, he's a 155er, right? I mean, it'd be like it's like kind of like playing a video game, sucking, and then going to easy mode.
Yeah, but like think about I compared it to Kawhi Leonard, right? Kawhi Leonard, when he won in Toronto, the year before that in San Antonio, basically faked an injury all year and didn't play, and everybody hated him. And then he goes to Toronto, wins a championship, and everybody was saying he was the best player in the NBA overnight. So,
I mean,
Like-
that doesn't mean they hated him, but he still was always one of the best players in the NBA. They hated him because he faked the injury.
my point though is that one win can
I mean,
Change
if
the
Conor
whole
wins his
public.
next fight,
Yeah.
he's back on top, no doubt. Even if he fights like not the best guy.
Can you beat the guys? I don't think he has any chance.
only
of
question
beating
is
Dustin.
can he fight at the highest level still?
I don't think there's any way
I think there's a way.
unless
I
it's
mean,
like 3 or 4.
think
years
about
from
it.
Now.
He broke his leg.
So
He was
exactly.
dicing him on the ground. He kicked the crap out of his leg.
Not
He put up a good fight against the top dog in the UFC. Like he didn't get
But
smoked.
here's the thing.
He broke his
We-
leg.
We think he put up a good fight, but the experts that are in MMA media think he got smoked and washed.
Like who? Max Kellerman.
Okay.
Max.
No, not
Kellerman
even
doesn't
him.
know.
Not even him. Chael Sonnen, who's a UFC veteran.
Well, he's notoriously known for just making stupid comments. I mean, seriously.
But like Michael Bisping,
He's a hater. I mean, look at Joe Rogan has said what I said. Daniel Cormier. Those are the two guys you'd listen to and out of any
that's
media.
true, yeah.
They've all said that.
That's true. Yeah. But there's also a lot of
In the 10-8s, those were during the fight. We didn't know he broke his leg during the fight.
uh-huh.
So when he got knocked down, it looked like he got punched to the ground, and like it looked like Dustin was smacking him against the fence for the last like 10 seconds of the fight. But in reality, he broke his leg. He didn't get knocked down. And that was taken into consideration by the judges.
Oh,
It
so you
would've-
think they gave him a 10-8 because he was getting smacked around right at the end
Yeah, and they
Okay.
thought it was a knockdown.
after he broke the leg?
They like thought he got knocked down and like smashed his face in.
yeah, and
That's
I
why
really
the
don't
10-8s
see how
were
that
there.
was a 10-8 at all. I don't
I mean,
see,
I could
just
see
for
that.
reference,
Okay,
two-
imagine if
two
it was
judges-
a knockdown,
Mhm.
and imagine he was getting pounded.
then it's a 10-8.
Then it's a 10-8.
Yeah.
But without that, and with knowing it's a ankle break, it's like, in my opinion, it should be like a no contest. Really, I don't know why that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't
Why did he
know.
win? Like, why did Chris Weidman's opponent win?
Well, his opponent checked the kick. So,
I know, but
in a
it's
way,
like,
that's different.
if
though.
you check a kick, you don't win a fight. He broke his leg because of a bunch of
But-
external things outside the octagon. Like he had a bunch of mini fractures in his shin.
You're
I
saying
mean,
Connor?
No, Chris
Chris Weidman.
Weidman and Connor. Connor
Well,
apparently
it's,
did too.
It's pretty consistent that if your bone breaks during the fight, you just take the L. Everybody who
I mean, I could see that in some cases, like if you are in an arm bar and you snap the guy's arm in half.
yeah, but it's like there's too much gray area. With
I mean,
the legs.
I can see why they did that, but in my book, I don't count it as like a knockout L for McGregor.
Well, here's the other reason I don't think he
'Cause
can
it's-
come back and win. Connor's gonna be out for a year and a half while Dustin's getting better. Connor's gonna be hopefully getting back to where he is now. To say Connor's gonna be better to me doesn't seem feasible.
I mean,
or
I don't
realistic.
know.
So
I mean, when a pitcher gets Tommy John, he usually comes out.
yeah, but that's a specific surgery.
His leg will be far stronger than it was. It'll be unbreakable.
Well, yeah, but his skills are gonna have.
His skills are still
I
there.
think his skills will have atrophied.
His fighting IQ has been there
It's so
all
good.
throughout this period of inactivity. He's the only fighter to win a round against Khabib.
Yeah, you make good points.
I mean, think about
His
that.
IQ.
Do you guys remember how I said? Do you remember how I said he's got that lawyer blood?
I mean, think about it
Yeah.
though. He was putting up great performances throughout this inactivity period.
Yeah.
I mean, he knocked out Cowboy. That was awesome.
Yeah, but
That was
that's
some high
Cowboy.
IQ fighting.
But everyone thought like Cowboy could mess him up during the, like, you can't think of it. I mean, benefit, like, hindsight's 2020.
At the time, nobody had
2021.
realized Cowboy was in his downfall.
No one thought that.
But I think you can use hindsight.
No, I'm saying
He's lost to really good guys and beat guys who are not that good anymore. Even against Floyd. Floyd's not in his prime
one
anymore.
would argue that McGregor kickstarted his. I mean, because Cowboy was coming off a win when he beat McGregor.
Who'd he
When he
beat?
faced McGregor, I don't remember, but I don't think that. I mean, I assume. Why would they give him McGregor if he just lost?
As like a...
I mean, someone look that up.
I'll look it up.
No, because I think he's on like a 6-fight losing streak, bro.
I think McGregor is the start of that. I don't know though. I mean, McGregor during that time he said it was either between Gaethje or Cowboy, and he said pick one. I don't care.
Did he say Cowboy?
No, he said pick. Told the UFC, I don't care. Just pick.
Why'd they?
Yeah,
give
he
him
was
Cowboy?
ranked like 5th or 6th in the,
I mean-
in the division.
So it's not even like he picked Cowboy. I mean, he probably would have
Oh,
done
yeah,
that.
'cause
He
he
probably
was
would have
gonna
done that to
fight-
Gaethje.
He was going to fight Gaethje at 172 if
Yeah.
they fought. The fight was going to be at 170 no matter what. It was like an exhibition.
Donald was coming off 2 losses coming into McGregor.
Who against who?
Ferguson, Gaethje, and then McGregor.
Okay. I mean, snap. He just faced Ferguson, Gaethje, and McGregor, the 3 like badass fighters in the 155.
Yeah.
I mean, Ferguson's kind of down. His stock's low right now. Gaethje's
It's kind of sad.
Gaethje needs to fight.
Yeah, why hasn't he fought?
I don't know. I think they're trying to do Chandler and Gaethje.
That would be good.
That'd be cool.
I think Chandler beats him.
I think.
I don't know.
Dude,
I mean,
Gaethje
maybe.
looks just like a beat up, like potato kind of.
That, bro, Ferguson looks like a.
I mean, Ferguson
Ranch.
looks like that. I mean, Gaethje is good.
Yeah.
He messed up Ferguson.
Well, yeah, that was the first guy to beat him.
Mm.
Dude, I remember when everybody was like worried that Tony could beat Khabib.
I never thought that.
I wonder if Khabib like
I mean, I actually kind of did, but now he would never beat Khabib. Like,
You
Khabib
look-
would still beat everyone right now.
do you think? That's what I wonder. Like, do you
Maybe,
think Khabib
I mean-
knew like his time was up?
I mean, think about it. Dustin, we say right now, is the top dog, even though he's not champ. I mean, if I were to pick who's the
Well,
best guy in the UFC,
That's because he low key. It's because he beat Connor.
I'd still
Twice.
say he's the best guy right now. And Khabib still messed Dustin up pretty bad. Like, it was
Well,
a pretty,
Dustin almost submitted him.
but still, I mean, besides that one moment, I don't think Dustin had a chance. And
Yeah, Khabib
and
did
Dustin's the
run
best
through
guy
everybody.
now.
Khabib ran through everybody who's considered like great 155-pound fighters,
Oh.
except Tony.
I mean, he's not really that great right
He
now.
was.
Oliveira beat him. I mean, I'm curious to see Dustin versus Oliveira.
That's kind of weird.
My
That
prediction is Oliveira.
isn't it weird how the top guys in a sport can switch so quickly.
It is
I
weird.
mean, it's kind of it's kind of cool like that too. Like in a year, there'll be a lot of different champs.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I always thought it was weird that the title fight was Chandler versus Oliveira. I don't know how Chandler got there.
It was
Well,
supposed to be
Chandler,
Oliveira
like,
versus Dustin.
Ran up the whole score sheet at Bellator.
Bellator is like college.
I don't care.
Bellator's a big deal.
No, it's
Bellator is not a big deal compared to UFC.
It's a big deal though.
not.
I don't think it's as big. I mean, not nearly as big.
Bro, he came in and beat a top ranked. He beat the sixth.
Dustin already beat him.
Huh?
Why? Dustin beat him right before that.
So
Why didn't Dustin get the title shot?
Check this out. Dustin took 5 rounds to beat him. Chandler beat him
Oliveira?
in the first round.
I mean, so
So that's
Doesn't-
significant.
I
The
don't-
guy who's the top dog couldn't beat that guy in the first round.
Dad's calling me.
Damn.
Answer it.
Hey. She likes oat milk. All right, see you. Sorry about that.
Does Annabelle like almond milk or oat milk, Zach?
Oat milk. I think oat milk.
Dude, Abby just sent me this picture of me like when I was lean.
Let's see
And now
it.
I'm kind of motivated.
Let's see it.
Why'd you do that?
I don't know, to get me motivated.
We got a lean guy.
Damn. Jake, bro.
Are you still on Weight Watchers?
I'm not following it really.
Why, bro?
Just paying it. Just paying.
I don't know. I've been on it for like 6 months and I haven't really lost any weight.
Have you been on it though?
Yeah. Have
Nah, I've been like,
you
I'm,
did it for like a week. and
dude, I
lost.
have a hard time like sticking to diets.
Have you been on it since Disney World?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I lost like 5 pounds and then I've been stuck there. I was like 230.
Think you
and
can
now I'm
lose 40?
225.
Before 2022?
I say you go back to the Y.
Why,
Get that Stairmaster. What the?
What the hell?
bro? What's the problem, dude?
I like this dog in our podcast.
Yeah,
No, I'm taking him out. Come here. Come here.
he's fine.
Outside. Come here. Outside. Go.
Max, go outside.
Max.
Maxie.
Go.
Good boy. Dude,
Oh wait. Is the gate allowed to be open?
is it open?
Yeah.
Close it. What the crap?
Where were we, bro?
I'm a fat ass.
Oh shit. Well,
Dude, I used to have the sauce, bro. I used to just be able to like be disciplined with my eating, and then I
maybe
I
that's
lost it, bro.
I don't know. I think that about myself too, but I feel like whenever
What do you mean, bro?
I say to myself I used to have discipline, I'm always like I'm capping.
I mean, I have discipline in other areas. It's not like I'm an undisciplined guy.
Yeah, true.
Like, I've built a business, you know. It takes discipline, but I ran a half marathon.
Do another.
Do another.
Or do
Maybe, yeah.
a marathon.
No.
Do a couple halves.
I could do it. Honestly, I could do
Do
a half.
2 halves in one day.
Since I ran the half, I've done I've had I'll run like 6 miles sometimes,
Dang. Without stopping.
or
That
maybe
sounds so
like
tough.
walking a little bit.
Dang.
But like, I don't know. It's my eating. It's like I can have.
Do you have a low
consist-
metabolism?
No, I should be fat as hell. The way I eat.
Not really.
Yeah, you eat good,
You
bro.
eat better than I do.
You eat same.
Nah, I kind of binge sometimes.
I mean, everyone does.
Yeah.
Maybe I do have a low metabolism.
I think that's the problem.
Do I need some TRT,
What's TRT?
testosterone replacement therapy?
What does that do? Increase
It's
your
like a
metabolism?
little bit of steroids to keep your metabolism high, or to keep your testosterone
Are
high.
steroids legal? Like, if I want to just be buff as hell.
TRT is
How do you get TRT?
from your doctor.
But like other just steroids for bulkness.
I mean, it's technically illegal, but no one's gonna arrest you for it. But
Right.
I'm not gonna tell you to go do it.
Right. Yeah, I would not want to do that.
Also, it's really bad for you.
But
Like,
these damn muscles, they don't need any steroids, brother.
no, dude, you're like in a deficit gaining muscle. You like don't eat and you still gain muscle.
I mean,
What did you guys talk about before I came?
We
NBA.
talked about
UFC.
this podcast. So,
Talk about
do you
this
want to talk
podcast.
about school?
No.
No.
Damn.
Are you gonna be a part of this podcast, Zach?
Here and there. Maybe not every episode, but
We
Try to
did talk about how you're staying in town.
yeah.
Is that official?
I mean, it's not official, but it's probably where it's gonna go.
How'd your
That
talk
is
with
so
Dad go?
crazy.
He was pretty happy with it.
Did he see it coming?
No, he said he didn't see it coming.
Did you? Yeah. We'll talk offline.
Yeah.
Anyway, so should we wrap it up?
Maybe. Shall
Is there more in the tank?
#1 podcast in the world.
No, that's impulsive, bro.
Cap.
That's
okay,
Logan
we're
Paul.
number 2. Impulsive is number 1.
No,
Yeah.
Zach, you're out of the shot, bro.
Train by day
Scoop
and
your
Brothers
shot, bro.
podcast by night. All day.
I think
It goes our podcast, then Joe's, and then Impulsive.
what if we became like the Paul brothers doing
Shit.
boxing matches and
Bro, that would suck for us.
shit? Yeah, honestly.
I
Well,
always wonder if Jake Paul is really
Sorry.
who he is.
Because
Like, is he really that dumb?
That would like not be our that would be lower than our potential.
Zach, just commit to this, bro. You're good. You're good.
I am. I said I'll be here when I can. I'll be busy.
All right. Well, we're all busy. Josh is a full-time high school student.
You just told me you barely work today.
I mean, I still have work. I went to On Your Mark all morning. I just get paid well, Zach.
Not really.
Damn, Zach's on your ass.
What are you talking about?
How much you get paid?
Like
Bleep it
$100
out.
an hour
Cap.
per hour. I don't work 40 hours a
I
week.
probably get that too, honestly.
All right.
Working with Clamp. That's rich, Clamp.
So yeah, I think we're gonna do one per week. We're gonna make some social medias for this.
Yeah.
So I think every week we'll do a video podcast, an audio podcast, 3 YouTube snippets, 3 TikToks, 3 Reels, 3 YouTube Shorts.
Okay.
So
Y'all can figure that out.
yeah,
I ain't doing that.
you just show up and look pretty.
I'll still take a cut though.
Well, yeah, dude, I want to be. This is what.
40, 40,
this is
10.
how we're gonna get
40,
rich.
40, 20.
I'd say it should go.
Pull the mic towards your face.
35, 35. 30.
Who gets 30?
Me.
Fair enough.
I don't care. Maybe.
Of the profits.
Depending
Yeah.
on how often you show.
Well, I don't think we'll make any money on this for a long time. So.
Yeah. Who makes
All
money
right,
on
we
a
said it
podcast?
here. 35, 35, 30. Right?
Get your ass out of
Zach doing none of the editing.
here. Bro, if you show up like 1 in 10 podcasts.
Okay.
But yeah, I think this was good because we're just talking about stuff we're
Shake,
interested in.
buddy.
On what?
35, 35, 30.
This cap.
These boys.
I want it on film. Come on.
We're not doing the negotiations right now.
Sorry, brother. I don't want to.
We do charge
wanna guarantee
100K
you
for a
anything.
sponsor.
What?
We charge 100K for a sponsor.
For 5 seconds, 100K.
That's the going rate.
This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Okay, 100K.
This video is sponsored by Thuzy Productions
Zach's Premier Lawn Care.
and
Josh.
Proper 12.
And
Irish whiskey.
Chicken Nuggets.
Chicken
YouTube.
nuggets.
All right.
Haven't uploaded there in a month.
The Fine Brothers Podcast, episode 1. Complete.